Hello, Miss Winelander here, and today I'm going to go through the Unit 3, Lesson 4 quiz retake. So that's on section 2.2 in your textbook. So in this recording, I'm going to go through all the problems on the original quiz that you took in Connexus, and then at some point in the video, I'm going to say the secret word. So the secret word is what you need to type down below in that Google form. And as long as you say the correct secret word, once you submit the form, that's how you can get that retake sent to you. I'll explain in more detail the retake procedure, but in general, what you're going to do is you're going to finish watching this whole video, type in the secret word, finish answering all the questions in the Google form. I'll send you a webmail with a retake, and you only have to answer the questions that you missed the first time around. So if you got a question right, you don't have to show us again that you know how to do that. So to start with the original questions, on question 1, it says, which of the following is a solution to the equation y is equal to 3x minus 1? So it gives us a list of ordered pairs. Remember that ordered pairs go x and then y. So in this question it means x is equal to 4, y is equal to 1 for that first option here. So with our equation y is equal to 3x minus 1, we can substitute in. So instead of y we'll write 1, instead of x we'll write 4. And then we'll simplify using the order of operations. So we have 3 times 4, which is 12. 12 minus 1, which is 11. Does 1 equal 11? No, it does not. So this is not a solution. Let's try the next one. In our next one, we have x, y. So x is equal to 2, y is equal to 5. So let's substitute that into our equation. So we have 5 is equal to 3 times 2 minus 1. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. 5 does equal 5, so we know that this option is correct. For question 2, it asks you which equation represents the pattern in the table below. So the title says Sal's and Carrie's ages, and it gives a list of Sal's ages and Carrie's ages. So when Sal is 3, Carrie is 7. So it looks like that's adding 4. Let's see if that's consistent. When Sal is 5, Carrie is 9. So knowing what we know about ages and how you're not going to age faster than someone else the same years to travel around the sun, it does look like Carrie is older than Sal by 4 years. So if you were to take Sal's age and add 4, you'd get to what Carrie's age is. So let's see if that matches one of the equations here. It looks like C is equal to S plus 4 is that third option. This is a commonly placed one, but if you look at it, it says Sal is equal to Carrie plus 4. That would mean that Sal is older than Carrie. Well, it's actually the reverse of that. Sal's younger than Carrie every single time. The next question is question 3. That one says, which equation matches the statement, the sum of negative 4x and 2 is 9. So remember that sum represents addition. So this is saying the addition of negative 4x and 2. So you're adding negative 4x and 2 is the same, it's equal. So that is equals 9. So this is the equation. Let's see if that matches any of these. Looks like it matches that first option here. For question 4, we're going to solve. It says x minus 6 is equal to negative 18. Now this is a multiple choice question, so sometimes people will substitute in for x, these 4 options, and find what matches. That's a good test taking strategy, but you want to also practice doing this on your own, because sometimes you won't have options, and when equations get more complicated, it'll actually be easier to go through the steps to get the variable by itself than it will be to substitute in every possible answer. So to get x by itself, to isolate the variable, you do the opposite. So instead of subtracting 6, let's add 6 to both sides. So negative 6 plus 6 is 0. So now we have x is equal to negative 18 plus 6. So it's negative 18 adding 6. So it's still negative, but a little less negative. So it's negative 12. So right here. Now to just make sure you're correct, you can substitute that in. So we can try negative 12 minus 6 equals negative 18. Yep, that is correct. For number 5, we're going to solve again. This time we have 4x plus 3 is equal to 47. So we still want to isolate the variable, but we have kind of two things. So let's tackle the addition and subtraction part first. So instead of adding 3, the opposite is subtracting 3. So 4x plus 3 minus 3 is 4x. 47 minus 3 is 44. Now we want to isolate the variable here. 4 times x. The inverse of multiplying by 4 is dividing by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so we have 1x is equal to 11. And that's that first option here. Now for number 6, we're solving again. This time it's 1/3 x equals 12. There's a few ways that you can go about this. Whenever I see a fraction multiplied by a variable, I think let's do the reciprocal. So that's where you flip the numerator and the denominator. So 3 divided by 1, or 3 times 1/3. Those would both make 1, so you just have x is equal to 12 times 3 divided by 1. So 12 times 3 is 36 divided by 1. Well, anything divided by 1, anything put into one group is itself. So x is equal to 36, which is the third option. Oh, for number 7 here, we're going to solve 3x plus 3 is equal to 21. Now I'll take a pause here for a moment and I'm going to tell you the secret word. So remember, this is the word that you need to write down below in the Google form to get your retake. And the word is beginner. So I thought of that word because I read a quote that says, an expert in anything was once a beginner. So that means you got to start somewhere, right? Even if you look around and you think, wow, that person is a really good athlete, or your math teacher is really good at math or something. Well, we were a beginner once. We have to start somewhere and then practice and work hard and study and prepare, and then we can get to the level of an expert. So the secret word is beginner. Again, it's beginner. Make sure you type that below. Now to continue solving number 7, again, we're going to isolate the variable. So we're going to do the inverse of adding 3, which is subtracting 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. So we have 3x is equal to 21 minus 3. So 21 minus 3 is 18. 3 times x is equal to 18, so the inverse would be dividing by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so if 18 is equal to 6, which is the second option. For question 8, we're solving again. This time it's 2/3 x minus 4 is equal to 16. So again, let's tackle this part first. The inverse of subtracting 4 is adding 4. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0, so now we have 2/3 x is equal to 20. So 2/3 times x. Remember, if you see a fraction multiplied by a variable, you can multiply by the reciprocal. So you flip the numerator and the denominator. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we have x is equal to 20 times 2/3. You can think of it as 20 divided by 1. Multiply the numerator. So 20 times 2 over the denominator is 1 times 3. So x is equal to 40 divided by 3. Well, it's not one of our options here. They want it as a mixed number. So if you pull out your calculator, you can type in 40 divided by 3, and you see, oh, it's 13.333333. Maybe you know 333333 is 1/3, so you know it's 13 divided by 3. Or at least you can find out, hey, it goes in 13 whole times. And 3 times 13 is 39. So you'd have 1 left over to get to 40, so that's where that 1/3 comes into. So our answer is 13 1/3. Now for question 9, use the given equation to find the solution to the following problem. The equation 9.95 0.5 plus 0.30s equals C. Gives the cost in dollars that a website charges for downloading songs. The variable S stands for the number of songs downloaded. Find the cost of downloading 35 songs. So we have our equation, and they told us that we're going to find the cost, that's our unknown, of downloading 35 songs, which is essentially saying S is equal to 35, because S stands for the number of songs downloaded. So let's substitute that in. So we have 9.95 plus 0.30 times 35 is equal to C. So when we use order of operations in order to simplify that, we're going to use multiplication first. And we can get out our calculator. 0.3 times 35 is 10.5. So 10.5 is equal to C. Now we must add. Again, you can bring out your calculator and do 10.5 plus 9.95 and get 20.45. So that equals C. Now we know what that represents in the equation because, again, we're talking about the cost of downloading songs. So we know that this is $20.45, which is the second option. The last question here says write an equation and solve to find the solution to the following problem. So you have $27 to spend at the mall and a coupon for $6 off at your favorite store. A t-shirt costs $11. How many t-shirts can you buy using your coupon and money? Now there's a couple different equations that you can write. I've seen students do it different ways. But I think of, well, I have 27 total dollars. That's all the money in my wallet. I want to know how many t-shirts can I buy where each t-shirt is $11. So when you repeatedly add, that's multiplication. So 11 times T, we'll talk about the price of how many t-shirts I make if T is the number of t-shirts. And I have that coupon, so it's $6 off. So it's taking how much my shirts cost and subtracting the $6. So one equation you could write could be 27 is equal to 11t minus 6. In order to get t by itself, we'll add 6 to both sides. Negative 6 plus 6 is 0, so we still have 11t. 27 plus 6 is 33. Now the inverse of multiplying by 11 is dividing by 11. 33 divided by 11 is 3. 11 divided by 11 is 1. So t is equal to 3. Remember, t is the number of shirts, so we have 3 shirts. So now that you've watched the whole video and you've seen how to solve each question on the original quiz, make sure you finish and submit that Google form, write down that secret word, answer the rest of the questions, click submit. That will send a notification to me that you've answered it. As long as you've written down the correct secret word, I'll send you a webmail with the retake. You'll open up your quiz from your gradebook, figure out what questions you have wrong, and you only answer the questions that you got incorrectly the first time. You know, if you got a question 100% right the first time, you don't have to redo it. We know that you know it. Now, if you still have questions on any of this material, let us know. We can work with you. And also remember that you still have that quiz review and quiz review video if you haven't watched that yet. Once you answer all the quiz retake questions, send it back. Make sure that you write down what quiz retake is this from so you can earn points back on the correct quiz, which would be Unit 3, Lesson 4. Thanks. Bye.